Princess Charlotte has been tipped to receive a new title when she is older as speculation grows over the future of the Edinburgh title. The king agreed with the late Queen and Prince Philip the title would be passed on to his younger brother, Prince Edward, once it reverted back to the crown upon his succession. But the Prince and Princess of Wales could soon make history by becoming the first princess of the blood to hold a ducal title in her own right. Royal expert Kristin Ross told Royally US, "It would be great. It would be really historic as it would be the first time that this title, Charlotte would hold this Duchess of Edinburgh title, in her own right. So it's not related to her husband, and it has a little bit to do with the new guidelines for primogeniture which mean Louis cannot unseat Charlotte's place in the line to the throne." Charlotte already made history at birth when she became the beneficiary of a change in the law of accession, becoming the first princess to maintain her position in the pecking order regardless of any brother born after her. The king could bestow the title of Duchess of Edinburgh, once held by the late Queen, to his eldest granddaughter upon her majority or when she marries, as senior members of the royal family have traditionally been honored with a new title on their wedding date. The monarch could also stipulate whether the title is passed down to her children should she have them or if the title should revert back to the crown upon her death. The Edinburgh title had initially been expected to pass on to Prince Edward and his wife Sophie, the Countess of Wessex once the king ascended the throne. Ms. Ross continued, "It's a really interesting conversation now that title was originally, unofficially, promised to the Earl and Countess of Wessex, which is Prince Edward and his wife Sophie, and that's why he's not a duke. There were conversations when Prince Philip passed that the title would be passed down to Prince Edward, who is now the Earl of Wessex and Forfar but would then be the Duke of Edinburgh. Prince Edward was expected to take on the title because of a notice Buckingham Palace put out following his marriage to Sophie Rhys-Jones in 1999. The royal website included the plans to have the late Queen's youngest son succeed his father in the role once the title reverted back to the crown once Charles became king. As the eldest son of the Duke of Edinburgh, the then Prince Charles automatically inherited the title when Prince Philip died in April 2021. When he became king in September, however, the title became formally merged with the crown. But a royal insider claimed last month the king had been holding on to the title to pass it on to Princess Charlotte later on in a final tribute to his late mother. They said, "Discussions are underway, but the favored outcome for the king is that this title ought to go to Princess Charlotte. It would be a fitting way to remember the Queen, who, of course, had the title Duchess of Edinburgh, and a way for His Majesty to honor the line of succession." As the eldest daughter of the future king, Charlotte could take on the title of Princess Royal later in life. The title is usually reserved for the eldest daughter of the king and is currently held by Princess Anne. The title is for life and can only be passed on once the previous holder has died.